I saw one of the dentists in Pakistan had written on his board BDS NBDE1 USA. So
Okay, why
so
not?
why not? If it helps you market yourself and
I
provide
think
good
that's a
care
good
to your
idea. I think
patients,
my
why
name
not?
can be very long. Like
Yeah, you would probably need a,
NB
I don't
and
know, a curtain
NDV
to write it
one
on,
and
or
NBD2. I can also write TOEFL.
NBD1 how many times? So like
Oh yeah,
NBD1
I think it's
for
gonna. I think it's going to be a full paragraph.
I know. Chale. So, thank you so much for your feedback and comments on our first video. Today is the second video that we are making right now, and we are just trying to figure out. Ahad and I were talking, and we were thinking, okay, all this dentistry is fine, but why did we even like choose to be dentists, right? Like, as one of, not mine, but one of my classmates. Um, I wouldn't take any names, but the story is very funny. So there was this guy in my class that was privileged, but also was from a gaon, so like a village. So he was in, he was new to the city. He was trying to learn and figure out how to talk to people, and he wasn't really good in English as well. Now, his story was like, so we asked him, hey man, why are you here? Like, why are you doing dentistry? What brought you in? So he goes like, Fahad Bhai, I was just passing on this street, and I was actually going to CBM, which is Institute of Business Management. It's a well-known institute in Karachi. It's like I was going to do BBA, and there was this dental college which had admissions open. So I just walked in, and then I asked, "Hey, can I take the test? Can I blah blah blah?" So somehow he just got in because he was actually going to do BBA and from a business school, and he ended up in my school. And he said that, you know what, I'm not doing anything for money. I'm just here to build my personality. So there are people like that can amaze you, that why they would go into such a profession. So I said, why didn't you go into business management, because you may have
Mm-hmm.
had a better personality than.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this one came before than that school, so it was too far, so whatever. So
True
now he's
story.
a good dentist, and he found his way, and he surprised us all, and he's practicing. He's probably the only dentist in his own district, in his village, which is pretty cool. So he was able to do good work, so I'm happy for him. But it's funny that what brings people
Yeah.
into
By the way, I was the
dentistry.
first dentist in my family. Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
um yes, dentist, yes.
I mean, I was the
So I
first
will tell
guy.
you
Yeah.
so in Pakistan, so you guys must be wondering how this guy just, stepped into a dental school. So let me tell you that in Pakistan, first of all, you don't have to do undergraduate. So you do your high school, and then you do your test for the government schools, which are cheap, and I don't know if they're free, but they're cheap. Okay. And then there are these private schools. So you could either go into the government schools, which are harder to get into. They have a higher percentage of high school that you need to pass. But essentially, you have just done high school, and then you're entering dental school, which is in contrast to North America. The second thing is, then there are these government schools which are funded by the government, so you pay less. And then there are the private schools which are pretty good too, and then but the thing is, you pay more. So Ahad and I went to different dental schools in Pakistan, which were private. My reason was a little different. I'll come to mine. Ahad, why did you choose to go into Bakai?
Bakai had a very good name back then, and I think still is.
Hmm. Yeah.
Bakai is known for its extremely qualified faculty members, and I went to dental school in 2005. So back then, I think we had the top of the line. You name them, and
Hmm.
so I applied to other dental schools as well. But to be very honest, I never applied to Fatma Jinnah. Somehow I didn't even know about that school. Which
Mhm.
year did it start?
I think it started when I was the 14th batch, so I started in
14th. Wow. So it's maybe,
2006.
so it
So it
started
was like
in the
it's
90s, right?
92.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's pretty much,
It started in
yeah,
the
because
92.
Bakai also
The thing
started
is,
in the 90s, early 90s. Yeah.
right, so similar
I don't
time.
know.
So your school was both medical and dental. Mine was
Yeah.
only dental. So my school was Fatma Jinnah Dental College, but it was affiliated with the University of Karachi. So there were several other like that, schools that were affiliated. So we were all in the umbrella of University of Karachi. I don't think Ahad was. He had their
No,
Bakai
Bakai
had
had
their
their
own
own system. Yes.
exam.
A lot of
So
people from your
anyway,
school used to write Fatma Jinnah, and then and in parenthesis it would be UK.
yeah, UK, yeah, that that and
I used to
yeah,
make fun of them.
BDS,
Yeah,
RDS,
true story. And also people who did RDS after BDS.
yeah, yeah, it's still a thing. Um, I saw one of the dentists in Pakistan had written on his board BDS NBDE1 USA. So,
Okay, why
so
not?
why not? If it helps you market yourself and
I
provide
think
good
that's a
care
good
to your
idea. I think
patients,
my
why
name
not?
can be very long. Like,
Yeah, you would probably need I don't
in
know, a curtain
NDV
to write it
one
on,
and
or
NBD two. I can also write TOEFL.
NBD1 how many times? So like
Oh yeah,
NBD1
I think it's
4.
gonna. I think it's going to be a full paragraph.
I know. So anyway, let's come to our thing. So Fatma Nina, okay. So it was a private school, and then so what were my motivation? As Ahad said, okay. So I was always interested in biology because I hated math and I hated physics. Uh, I didn't, it was too hard for me. So, but I loved biology for some reason. I mean, I liked it. I liked I liked the doctor stuff, helping people out, um, being a surgeon, whatever. But by high school, I realized that, you know what, I don't want to study that much. So my motivation was I want to do something that I don't have to study a lot for, and I can make a lot of money, and I can get done in like quickest time. So I wanted to be, young and rich. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. uh, what was my motivation? So I Googled. At that time, Google wasn't like a big thing. It was some search engine I searched on, and I said, "What are the highest paying jobs?" And one of them were dentists. And I didn't realize that they were talking about US or Canada or the UK or whatever. And I took that out of context and I said, okay, so I will be done in 4 years and I will have a Ferrari by the end of 4 years in Pakistan. Well, that didn't happen. I was naive. What can you expect from an 18-year-old? And that's why I was saying that we don't do undergrad. So we go and we don't really understand sometimes that why we are getting into a profession. Okay. My biggest concern is that, like, a lot of people in our country, I wouldn't talk about other countries, but I would say Pakistan, they don't have the career counseling. They don't know what they're getting into, exactly what to expect, exactly how much hard work you need, how many years you need to put in, and how many, sweat and tears you have to let go to become something. Now, having said that, um, I would say that that is a huge gap in our country that, needs to be filled. And I am more than willing to, I've started helping my family, extended family who ask me. I tell them, this is how it is. It's not, it's not like, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not, um, not motivating them, but I'm just telling them that if you are coming into this field, you have to work hard. So let's say we started in 2006. I started in 2006 and I finished my education in 2018. and that was also because we migrated to another country. So, Ahad, what do you think about career counseling back in our country, knowing exactly what we're getting into?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing. Uh, there's no career counseling in Pakistan. I clearly remember my father talked to someone. Same thing. I think you Googled because you had access to Google. Maybe I didn't. I was busy playing guitar. My father asked someone, like one of our family members, and he was the one who suggested that Ahad should do dentistry because dentistry has a lot of money in it, and it's an excellent profession. And my dad also talked to me, and he said that I think you should look into it, and you should apply into both uh, medicine and dentistry, and then see what's for you. And then dentist I mean that's how I got into dentistry. So it's pretty much the same thing. It was because at that time, Fahad, I mean, we all were looking for same thing: stability comes with a decent job, a higher salary. uh,
Right.
Little did we
So,
know that once you become a dentist, you get paid less than your driver is being paid like 15,000 rupees.
right,
But a dentist, I mean, all the friends that I know, in my experience, they're paid 10,000 rupees per month,
right,
and which
right,
is $150 a month. It's
right. And
it's
which
it's
is
not a
unfair.
joke.
And it
Yeah.
is absolutely ridiculous that people in Pakistan who have spent and have the skills to actually help so many people, because mind you, there is a lack of access to care in Pakistan. There are very few dentists for the amount of population we have who are skilled and trained. So, this is something that we advocate for, even though we are not in Pakistan, but we feel for our brothers and sisters there. So, whoever can make a difference, please do. Um, and please pay them as they deserve to, and have this profession be much more regulated and well paid. Also, the thing is, uh, Ahad, you mentioned about medical schools. So a lot of people in our countries have this feeling or understanding that you are doing dentistry because you didn't get into medical school. So, in my case, I'll speak about myself and I'll let Ahad talk about his experiences. So, when I did dentistry, uh, I only wanted to do dentistry, and I told you before that I didn't apply, and I chose to go to a private school because, um, for me, that was more comfortable for some reason. Because in my head, I was like a burger boy who could not probably survive in a government college, because
Were you a
we had
burger
that.
boy? Really?
I don't think I was, but like
No,
if
Fahad.
we
I don't think you were
that's
a
what I
burger
thought.
boy.
So
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Okay.
I
And
I
in
believe in you.
retrospect, I think I could have survived very well in a government college. But you know like, I was coming from another country. My parents thought that by my kid cannot go to a government college, he would. There were also, it was not about being burger, it was also about, there were issues. There were like, colleges and schools had a lot of political situations too. So you have to be in a political organization, blah blah blah. So I just wanted to stay away from all that. um, I remember, I don't know if I want to say this, but Ahad, we used to go to Karachi University for our exam. Okay. And me and some of my friends were standing at a particular junction with some of our, class fellows. There were females, males, everyone was there. And we were just, having fun after the exam. We had a good exam. And then this guy comes in and he says, uh, Husky ho bhai? I was like, क्यों? He's like, तमीज से यहाँ भाई खड़ा हुआ करते थे. So I was like, okay, so
I've heard
there
many
are so
stories
many.
like that, but I have
So
heard many other stories too from Karachi University.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I used to only go there to take my exam, but having said, like, why I didn't choose to go or take the exam in a government institute. Um, and and then I went to a private. I don't even know. I may have not even gotten in if I did, because I didn't really have really high scores. They're really competitive. They have really less seats. Whatever it is, but that was my
Yeah,
little story.
yeah. I mean,
That's why, yeah.
as far as stories are
My
concerned,
Yeah,
I
go
think we
ahead.
should do another episode on things that happen in Karachi University, the exam center when you guys go. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't know if
absolutely.
we can talk about those. Yeah, I think let's just not go there. I don't know how your Fatma Jinnah was, but electricity was a big problem in Bakai. There was no concept of air conditioner, so my experience was
But
something else.
I can relate to it a little bit. That's what I was saying. That I hated pros just for the simple reason it was hot and humid in Karachi, and there was no air conditioning in the lab. And I was I just wanted to go back to Saudi Arabia and start practicing dentistry there, because I knew there would be air conditioners. So that was just one of my thing, that hey man,
Exactly.
I just want to get out of here. I need an air conditioner. Air conditioner, guys, are a big thing in hot and humid Karachi, and it is not a basic. It is a privilege to have air conditioning and to be able to
But
afford
now,
it.
no, no, Fahad. But now I do believe that places like Bakai or Fatma Jinnah or probably
Yeah,
anywhere, I
but
think they should
I'm
have
just
it.
saying in general, like
Back in the
air
day, there was
conditioning
a big,
still
it was a
yeah.
big, big, big
Yeah.
problem.
So let's get back to, I want you guys to tell us that why you chose dentistry, and when you chose dentistry, and now that you have practiced or you are in the school, how do you think it's different from what you thought it was, and what do you think would have benefited you at the time when you're making that decision? So just so that we know how everyone is thinking about it, and maybe it's just a fun thing, or maybe we can at least use that information to help other young people who are trying to get into dental school, or who think it's a good profession, or I mean, any profession is not good or bad. It's just like if you are the right fit for it or not.
Okay,
Okay, so
great.
I think that was pretty good.
It was
And
good, yeah.
let
But
us know your stories, and subscribe
and
and
please
press the
leave us
bell
some
icon.
comments. I just want to see that what you guys think, and if you have any questions, you can email it to twobrown@gmail.com. The link will
Right.
be below.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, let us know. If you have your experiences, please tell us so we
Right.
can share with the
and
audience.
and guys know that we don't do this for a living, so we're trying our best,
Yeah.
and we're trying to
Yeah, we're just having
we're
fun
not.
because trust me, I live
Yeah,
in Corpus Christi. Fahad is in Dearborn. We have no social life.
Michigan.
Yeah, and
Well, I have social life. Talk
I
about
don't think
yourself,
so. I
bro.
don't believe in it, but still,
I have a good
so,
social life, guys.
someone
My friends
doing
will be
a
offended here.
podcast on the weekend, you can't have a social
Well,
life, okay?
because that's out of love for you, man. I can't leave you alone, that's why.
And trust me,
Okay.
I couldn't have done this alone, so I wanted him. So,
Right.
okay, let's just wrap it up. We'll see you guys next time.
Okay, all
Bye.
right. Bye bye.